process of doing a proper modification to a Vulcan butterfly joint. No, I've seen a lot of videos, people telling people to cut these pegs on Vulcan to increase the range of movement on the butterfly joints, because it does limit to range when the pegs are long. But do not do this. Please do not do this. The figures need that peg for structure. There is no peg up top. As you can see, I can just pull it out. On these older figures, like the Sunfire, there's a peg on top of the butterfly joint. And you can, but you got full range of movement because the pegs are shorter. So here's the arm from Sunfire mold. Push that in there. Yeah, you get more range of movement. Also, there's no support on that joint. Nobody ever shows you that when you cut the pegs. It's like, oh yeah, I get more range of movement. Also too, the arm is all jacked up too. So yeah, don't do it this method. I'm going to show you the proper method. This is more involved. It takes a little bit of work, but you will get the same range of movement as this, but keep your structural integrity of your joint. I have this one here I'm working on. As you can see, there's a track inside the body where that peg follows through. That snaps in place in here, and the peg slides in that track. What we're going to do is lengthen that track. That gives us more movement, more distance for this move, and more range of movement in the butterfly joint. The issue is when you take the butterfly joints out, you can't really get them back in easily. So there's this mushroom peg at here, and it is glued around when the torso is put together. It's glued around it, so there's no way to get the mushroom peg in there easily. So you have to open that bottom peg hole up. We're gonna take a round grinding bit, and it's opened up ever so slightly enough where we can actually get that butterfly joint back inside. Okay, first thing is this. Let's open up that track. I got a grinding bit about the diameter we need, and let's go ahead and change it out on the Dremel bit. More speed, more power. Take our knife and get the slag off of it. Now, the has more range of movement in that track. Go back and forth. We open it up quite a bit in there. Now let's open up this bottom socket where we can get the butterfly back in. We'll go slowly and just take a little bit of material at a time. Beveling around the hole where it'd be easier to Get the mushroom peg back through. Now let's check it. Clean up around with the knife. Needs to be a little bit more. Okay. Now that we have it opened up, I need to heat this back up. I'm going to use some hot water, heat this up. And now we got the butter flat, nice and malleable. And you're going to take a little smudging tool and you just work in, push it back into the opening. Let's heat that up just a little bit more. It's about in there. There we go. Butterfly joint is back in. And we will take this arm. Now we can see we're getting full range of movement into the butterfly joint, front and back, but we don't lose the structural integrity of the joint. Just by lengthening up this track here, and now we got better range of movement. Let's see, forward, there, we get more forward, and back. A lot more back. So here's with the short peg. Here's with keeping the long peg. But as you can see, if you go short peg, your arm is all floppy. And there's no structural support up top. Increasing the length of that track, you get more range, and there's no slop into the top of the joint. Stays fixed. You got the peg holding it together. That is the proper way to do a shoulder mod on a Vulcan. Pretty short and simple. Hope this helps and keeps people from doing this horrible idea about cutting these pegs short. Yeah, do not ever cut these short unless you just don't mind your this. Anyway, thank you for your time watching the video. Remember, like, share, comment, subscribe. I'll catch y'all next time.